these next few days we have a chance to take a stand, make a statement. I'm going to ask you to do something a lot of people in America probably don't think is going to happen. I've been listening to, the television pundits who said, well, Huckabee did well in Iowa, but he won't do that well in New Hampshire. Well, why not? I've not lived here. I've not perhaps run for office here before. I've not spent gazillions of dollars trying to convince you what a wonderful person I am. All I got to do is just let my wife tell you I'm a wonderful person, and maybe you'll believe me. I don't know. But here's what I will do. I pledge to you that if you give me the opportunity to be your president, I'll not just remember who you are, but I'll remember where I came from, because I probably came from the same kind of place some of you did. I think one of the reasons that I did well in Iowa, and I'll do well here, is because people realize that they really do want a president who reminds them of the guy they work with, not the guy that laid them off. And quite frankly, I understand struggle. Life for me was not a crystal staircase. I was born into a family where no male upstream from me had ever graduated high school. Nobody. On my mother's side of the family, I'm a generation away from dirt floors and outdoor toilets. My mother was the oldest of 7 kids in her family. She had to go to work early to help pay for the younger ones. My dad worked 2 jobs, was a firefighter for the city of Hope, Arkansas. On his days off, he was a mechanic. And with 2 jobs, he barely could make enough money to pay the rent on the little rent house that we lived in on 2nd Street in Hope, Arkansas. Like so many Americans of what we often call the greatest generation, what he really wanted more than anything was he wanted for his kids to live better than him. My parents made incredible sacrifices so I could have a better life. Some of those sacrifices I just have come to know even years after their death, just looking back and realizing the ways that they said no to themselves so they could say yes to my sister and myself. But they knew that an education would be important. And they wanted to make sure that we took advantage of living in this country, recognizing what a great gift it was to be an American. I look back on those days and I realize that they were helping me to prepare for a life they couldn't have even imagined, because my dad never thought I'd be the governor. At 8 years old, he took me to hear a speech by the governor, and he said, now, son, I'm going to take you down here to the governor talk. I want you to go down there because, you may live your whole life, son, and you may never get to meet a governor in person. Little did he know that his son would become the 44th governor of the state of Arkansas. And with the help of you good people on Tuesday, I'll be on my way to becoming the 44th President of the United States of America. America is still a great country. Now, Chuck was pretty generous earlier when he said that what really matters is did you go vote. He said it doesn't really matter who you vote for, just go vote. I have a little different theory of that. I think it matters a whole lot who you vote for. So I'm going to ask you, if you're going to vote for me, I want you to do whatever it takes to get to the polls Tuesday and vote, and don't let anything keep you from it. Now, if you decide you're not going to vote for me, I don't want you going anywhere Tuesday. I want you to stay home, take the day off, put your feet up, watch some TV, order a pizza in, have it delivered. Don't go anywhere. Stay home. Because I'm looking for folks who want to help change this country. I'm looking for people who want to be a part of a cause, not just a campaign. I'm looking for people who really are serious about saying this country can be better than it is, that we really can be energy independent, that we really can change our tax code, that we really can do some things that make us a safer nation by having a strong defense, and that we can be a nation that's better because we recognize that our education system can be turned right side up, and our healthcare system can be fixed, and our borders can be fixed. That's a pretty tall order. But with more executive experience in actually making a decision and running government than anybody else running for president, I'm asking you to give me a chance to take that job and serve you in it. And I'll give you my very best effort. The fact is, I realize that, as I said when I started, the greatest gift that we have in this nation is the gift to be free. We ought to be happy about it. We ought to be celebrating it. There ought not to be anything in our lives that turn us on more than the fact that unlike so many people who wake up in absolute fear every day, we wake up in freedom.